What's going on, guys? A big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and as you can see from the playmat, we are entering the G era. So if you guys have followed our latest videos on our channel, we kind of went back in time and showed you all the Spark Brothers up to the G era. So all of those decks, the links will be in the description section below for you guys to check them out. It's really amazing to see all of those decks, especially because now we are playing a lot of Vanguard Zero, so it's really amazing to see also the origins of Spark Brothers, and then now get into the G era. And after the G era, we will get into the premium, and then we will go back to standard and we'll show you more decks. But in this video, I will not do a deck profile. In this video, I will show you all the decks that were introduced in the G era, because there are so many decks, and the good thing, most of them are on our channel already, so I only need to put the link and you guys could check those videos out, because it's so much fun to rewatch those videos. Especially the first video that we showed Spark Brothers at their best is when we were able to get you the first stop for me myself with Spark Brothers, and that was with this guy. It was the first time me playing in a huge tournament in the Netherlands itself, and we were able to get top 3. And that was so much fun, and it also showed the world like what this deck could do against decks like Luard, and it was amazing to be able to do that. And now, as I said, we'll go through that. But before we go into Rising, which is my favorite archetype of Spark Brothers, as in the art and the way they work, I really wanted to do a shout out to Dudleys. I know that Dudleys are not, most of us don't really like them that much or never really played them, but we know and we appreciate what Dudley Jessica did for us, especially in the in the format where most decks were destroyed by Time Leap. We could only play her and she becomes a 13k body, and by that your opponent's Melem couldn't really get to you. So a card that had an answer to the strongest deck in the format, we could play her, and that was good. And then we had also Turboraptor. Turboraptor gave us the opportunity to do that crazy turn with Geronimo right here. It's another deck that I could get into, maybe even show you a deck profile on it. I still have it in sleeves, and will always will in these ugly sleeves. But yeah, it's really so much fun to play, and it's just amazing that we have that archetype as well. Although Bushrod is not supporting Dudleys right now, because we will always have Jelly Beans, and they will be very spectacle about which support they gave us in V, because we could have used that as well in Premium. But we'll have to wait and see what they will do. I would be very happy to see Dudley Mason make a comeback, especially being like the triple rare or a double rare card that has an important ability that you could use and get out with your Jelly Beans. So let's go back and talk about Rising. So with Rising, the deck got a different way to play. It was a way that we played before, but now in different. Like Spark Brothers, what they did before is they pretty much came to the field, you attack with them, and they go to the bottom of the deck by them gaining power or having to hit. But now with Rising, especially Rising Nova right here, which was our first grade 3 that when you stride on him, he does something. And this Rising Nova right here gave us a new playstyle, which was by attacking, you put one card from your hand into the soul, and then you call something. That was something that you never did in Spike before. You could not just do that like that. The only card that did that was Dudley Dan, and they used Dudley Dan for this deck. Pretty much they gave him Dudley Dan's skill, but even better because he gives an extra 5k and he costs you only one counter blast, but still a card from your hand. Pretty much that was a way for us to be able to do so many different combos. You could call anything you want from your deck, and with that unit that you call could work with another unit, and you could do multiple stuff. So which units were the units that gave your opponent hell? One of them is Froggrader. Froggrader was a card that we abused for so many times in Spike Brothers, and it was amazing to just put power on him keeping restanding whenever you call that unit in front of him, which has the charge ability, and that was so much fun, especially with cards or strides, let's say, like Miracle Ace. Miracle Ace was the birth of the multi-attacking in this era, and these two combined were so good, especially if you combine them with even more cards that were good, like not only charge cards but cards with hit ability. If they hit, they could re-attack, especially with cards like this with the Axe Diver. These two by themselves would just destroy your opponent, because whenever he hits, he calls something from your deck, then he goes back to the deck. But calling the Axe Diver, I've called this card so many times behind my Vanguard. Your opponent would be like, what? Why are you calling him there? It doesn't matter. It's all about recalling this guy back. So you have done so many crazy strategies with these two that it's just really amazing to keep like showing these guys up for your opponent, and they think like, what will it ever stop? And it did not, and he keep getting stronger and stronger with that because of the ability of the Miracle Ace. Of course, we also had an amazing attackers like the Mayhem Tiger, a card that we never forget, and a card that we still use right now. Even these two, we still use them. And the thing is, with these cards, they had the charge ability, the charge mechanic, and it was not an easy deck to play. And that was the reason why a lot of people didn't really play this deck. But we also have strides that could give us the advantage back that we sometimes lose in Sparkles. Cards like the Dirty Picaro. Dirty Picaro was a card that used like the Mayhem Tiger, could give you the perfect field, and was a card that I played even 3 copies at my first Rising Nova deck, because he was so good. You could just G-Guard, get into him, and with that you could just call so many things from your deck and kill your opponent by less minusing yourself, because you already got those cards for only 1 card from hand and a counterblast of 2. So it was pretty amazing to have such a card, which was our GR in that deck, because GR, you know, GR, not VR. And then they introduced this guy, which was the Supernova. It was a stride that we kind of needed, but it didn't really do as much as the other clans did. What he does is when you attack with him, he could charge one of your other units by the same amount of copies of him face up in your G-Zone. So you pretty much flip him and then you charge something. But the most important thing about this card is it flips a card from your G-Zone face up without having to cost a counterblast. And that was something that we kind of needed, because it's easier to get to Picaro later on, and it's also, you have that counterblast left for your stride skill. But then after that, very soon after that, we got the Agrius. It was not soon at all. That was a joke. But when we got Agrius, we finally got the first stride that did something. And this guy was so good, not because he recalled 2, it's because he recalled them and then you could make them charge. So you could put everything you have from your hand on the field, everything that you want to make charge, you attack with them and then you bind the 3 and you call them back and you make them charge. If you already have a Frog Raider, the Frog Raider would restand. If you don't have him, you could recall him with, let's say, your Rising Nova. So we were very happy to have Agrius. But Agrius was not the only card in that set that we were very happy to see. There were also the cards that made a huge difference. Spike Brothers, which are Star, Laser Blackguards, Fake Bomber, and Mega Instructor. Still till now, we do use Mega Instructor a lot. Why don't we use these two? Because they require you to have a Rising Vanguard. So these two will make a comeback whenever we will have a card which has the Rising name but will be in V. So Rising with a marker, which we will see soon in Spike Wheels. But soon will take a half a year, but we will see him. And these guys, or these 4 cards with these strides, made such a big difference for Spike Wheels. Like a triple rare and 3 commons, them being just commons, and 1 double rare, and then we have the triple rare. And this was the support that we have got in that set, and this was more than enough to make the Rising deck shine. But there was more. We in the same set, we also had the Dust, another card that we have used in Spike Brothers, that we could thank these two for that abusement, because these two with Dusts will make such a strong loop, especially by having the Frog Raider. enough about Dust and all of that. There is another card inspired with this that we could never forget. Our cards that we still think that Bushiroad were drunk when they made it, and that was the GB8 for Spike Brothers. When this card came out, I told all of my friends this was a mistake, and as you can see, the card is still used so much. And the thing is, this card skill never came from nothing. This was a skill that was introduced in Spike Brothers so many years ago, before this card was ever revealed, and that was the skill that we had with the Bad and Dragger and the Legion, which was the Bloody Ogre. Because Bad and Dragger gave power, the Bloody Ogre, the Frozen Ogre, they keep calling stuff from your deck, and that was what this card did. It gave the extra 10k and it called something, and that's exactly how that deck worked in that time. So yeah, it's it was so amazing to see this guy make his appearance. The lore behind this guy is also amazing. If you haven't seen that or read in that, you could check that out on the wiki side. But it was really crazy how this guy kind of introduced himself to the team and made the coach play him. But the GB8 was never as he would have been as strong as he is without the Lioness, without the Lindsay, and without the Jelly Beans. I don't know about this. I don't know if Bushiroad have foreseen this, but this is so amazing. Getting the Jelly Beans and having a starter who could search your heal is the reason why the GB8 is so good and so strong. And having the strongest GB8 in the game also makes a big difference. So all of those, then we got into the premium collection where they introduced the Violence Ace. Violence Ace is the card that made the Rising deck as strong as it is right now, but also made the GB8 very strong. Everything that you needed in Spike for this was this guy, and they got him introduced as well. So all of this is history, and now we get into the current time where we get to build our decks with grade 3s that give us a marker. And being Force 1 or Force 2, you could abuse that for your advantage. Just think about ways to have Force 2 in front of this guy, like him gaining so much power by your other abilities or by triggers, and then having the Force 2 right in front of him that everything he boosts also hits for 2 damage. And that would be amazing. But then you would need a Vanguard which has a rising name and gives a marker. So we have to wait till then to think about even more strategies to make this deck strong. There is one more deck that we haven't talked about in the G-Era, and we did talk about it in Spark Brothers, I mean in the videos on our channel, but not in this video, and that's a deck that was the Bloody Ogre in the G-Era. Because Bloody Ogre in combination with the Bad and Dragger, you know that this combo, as explained in the video before this one, in the Legion era, you could use these two to Legion on the top of him, and then everything that attacked get the extra 15k. And by that, they also gave us the Windkiller Misery. And the Windkiller Misery could do an amazing combo with the Frozen Ogre. And of course, you fall back and use your stance, because your stance could counter charge, and we also have cards like Tear that could counter charge. But also, there is another guy, and that's this guy. Power Flicker is another card that's maybe even players from Spike Brothers did not recognize this guy, but this is another card that made this deck also very strong. We have done a video to talk about this deck as well in our channel, like the strongest that it is. And this guy came way later, but I still made this deck and showed you guys the combo. A combo I still think that could attack like 13 times or even more with a huge amount of power, which was, yeah, just stupid. So that was actually it for this video. It was a video for me to talk about all the Spike Brother decks in the GR. So feel free to click on whatever video you want to see in the description section below. There will be a lot of different videos. The first one that you will see is the first Rising deck ever made. Like, you could make it. And also another video to talk about the combo, because there were so many combos that you could do. I kind of had to separate them into two different videos. Then I did other 2 different videos to talk about the Bloody Ogre deck with the combo of that deck. So another 2 videos to talk about. Then we have the deck that showed the combo of Dust. Then we have the GB8 deck, and so on and on and on. There will be like maybe 6 or 8 links down below, which I have to go through our channel, our videos, to check all of those videos out and put them for you guys in the link. So below, right there, that you could check them out. So enough about that, enough from me. This would be the last video for this challenge. And if you want to see more, if you want to see the Dudley deck, if you want to see any deck, you could let us know in the comment section below, and we'll be more than happy to show that to you guys. Very soon the premium collection of 2020 will be coming up, and you know what that means, because whenever a fighter collection came out, whenever the premium collection came out, we do daily videos to talk about those cards, because we from Crushing the Meta are a big fan of premium and standard, but for some of us, we enjoy the premium format way more than the standard format, because it's so much fun to go back and check all of these old cards back and just keep playing them. And these are G cards. What about cards that we have way before that? We could enjoy that as well. And I'm very happy that we could enjoy that in the V format as well, because they are remaking the cards, so that's a lot of fun as well. But yeah, both formats are crazy fun, and we love enjoying them. So we hope that you guys enjoy our videos as well. Enjoy this video and enjoy all the new videos that are coming up. As I said before, if there is something that you want to understand, or there is something that you want to see a video on or a cover on, just let us know, and we will try to do that for you guys as well. Thanks for watching. Yet again, until next time.